Duval, what's good? Coming at you live from my car. Just got out of Jaguars practice at the Miller Electric Center. Rookie Minicamp was open to the fans, was open to the media today. Not a huge number of guys out there when it comes to the actual roster. So we're going to talk about what we saw. But first, I got to be honest with y'all. If anybody is coming out and telling you that there's any resounding proclamations or anything that really comes out of a practice like this, when it's so limited in terms of how many players are out there, when it's these rookies just getting in to the building and learning who they're playing with, who they're playing against, their coaches, all that stuff, there's just not that much to actually glean from a practice like this when it comes to on the field competitiveness, who's playing at an extremely high level, who's struggling, all those things. Like that's just not what this practice is. This is acclimation. This is learning the playbook. This is taking what you're learning in the classroom and in your own studies out to the practice field and trying to line up properly, get the snaps off. Liam Cohen was talking about a lot of these guys, they haven't really been super familiar with like a verbal cadence, like with getting in the huddle and getting out of the huddle and all that type of stuff. So it's a lot of that type of stuff, but there are a few takeaways I do have. The number one takeaway, by the way, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. It is all Jags all the time here. We're going to be out here at every practice that we can be, every practice that the media is allowed to be, from now through the end of training camp, and gonna have it all covered for you here at Gen Jag Duval Daily. So takeaways that I do have. And by the way, we're doing this from my car because I'm about to be driving back down to hang out with my family at the beach. Mother's Day weekend, my mom's birthday. So that's why we're doing it from the car right now. Just trying to get this out to y'all as quick as possible, get back down there. Takeaways: energy. The energy, not only from Travis Hunter himself, but from the fans for Travis Hunter, it was palpable. Ton of fans out here today. You saw lines at the concession stand. You saw lines in the team shop. You saw a packed house when it comes to the bleachers here at Miller Electric Center. And that's new because obviously training camp people get excited about, but you haven't had Rookie Minicamp open to fans. And so Rookie Minicamp was open to fans today. And the energy was honestly higher than a lot of training camp practices that I've been to and covered for the Jaguars. And the reason is Travis Hunter. Obviously the newness with the new coaching staff, new general manager, Tony Baselli, EVP, right? And Tony Baselli spoke with the fans before practice got kicked off, and there was a massive, resounding, very loud Duval led by Tony Baselli. The entire, bleacher section absolutely got into it. So the energy was extremely high. There's no doubt about that. Very high energy from the fans. And it's for Travis Hunter. That's what it is. And I was thinking about it. I don't think I've said this, but I don't think I've said this on the channel here, but I've talked to people about it. The excitement level that Travis Hunter is going to bring, not only because of what he is on the field, which is an unbelievable talent, right? At receiver, at corner. People know Travis Hunter. I think he has a chance to be the most popular player in the NFL that is not a quarterback. And I don't say that lightly, but look, the guy has a massive YouTube following. He's constantly got his video guy with him. He's constantly updating. Twitch streamer, Heisman Trophy winner, the only real both sides of the ball type of guy, playing almost 100% of the snaps, 85% of the snaps in college. If he's able to play both sides of the ball and still be that fun, energetic star that he was in college and has shown himself to be here in Jacksonville so far, he's going to be an unbelievable draw for fans. Not only fans of the Jaguars, people are going to want to see Travis Hunter play football. And he brought the energy out there today. By far the most energetic player out there, without question. And, you're not seeing any competitive 11 on 11. You don't have pads. You don't even have shells, right? So you're not seeing that level of football. But what you see is the quickness, the speed, the fluidity, and he's primarily focusing on, actually, he's 100% focusing on receiver right now. He's going to end up next week, start to do some defensive stuff, start to do some cornerback stuff. But he's learning more about the receiver position, and he talked about today how the calls are just longer on the offensive side of the ball. It's more complex in terms of the play calls and what he has to understand, take in mentally, bring it to the field, all that stuff. But he, on offense, there's not another guy out there that moves the way he moves, that brings the energy that he brings. Like, he's dancing constantly. He's hyping guys up all the time, posing for the fans, posing for the media. That's who Travis Hunter is, and the Jaguars want him to be his authentic self because that brings energy, that brings camaraderie. And if you're trying to take away from who Travis Hunter is, what Travis Hunter is, to me, that's a big mistake. And the Jaguars, I believe, are handling it the exact right way for the modern player. This league is not what it was in the 90s, early 2000s, even 10 years ago, 5 years ago. The world is changing, and it feels like the Jaguars are adapting and changing with it for the first time, maybe ever, quite honestly. So seeing what they're doing with Travis Hunter is absolutely awesome. So the number one takeaway is energy from the fans for Travis Hunter, and the energy that Travis Hunter provides to the rest of the team and to the fans that are here, right? It was pretty cool to see that. That's, as hyped as people were for Trevor Lawrence, and they still are, you've never seen the energy like that in that building for a football player, especially not in May, right? Start talking about training camps, and you're going to have some high energy, man. I mean, with the young stars that they have, some of the veterans that they have, and then Travis Hunter taking the field with those guys, it's going to be wild. But Travis Hunter was not the only rookie out there. Really interesting. They only had 3 offensive linemen, right? And obviously Wyatt Milam and Jonah Monheim draft picks. So when they did 11 on 11, and it wasn't real 11 on 11, it was like, get in your right spot, your right alignment, and then snap it, and that's pretty much it, right? But you had to have coaches out there, playing tackle, offensive tackle. So that was funny to see. But Wyatt Milam, obviously interior offensive lineman. So is Jonah Monheim. You saw him kind of doing a lot of that. We're not allowed to talk too much about specifics, right? But you saw both of those guys doing a lot of the different things you would expect from the different spots on the interior of the offensive line, in the individual drills. And then you talk about Caleb Branshaw. What do you see immediately from him? It's the athleticism. He is a supreme athlete. And you know that based on the testing and the tape, but seeing it in person, it's there. It is 100% there. That guy can move unbelievably well. You see the other safety they brought in, Rayon Lane out of Navy. He's another guy that moves. He's so fluid. I think that's the best way to kind of talk about his movement skills and athletic ability. Is fluidity is what you see from him. And then the 2 running backs they drafted, obviously Tootin brings speed as well. And I've talked about this in the preview. You have 2 guys in Tootin and Caleb Branshaw. They're running with your guy, Brian Thomas Jr., in terms of that speed, pure speed. And so that's cool to see. You saw Tootin's speed on display out there a little bit. Nothing crazy because obviously there's no super competitive periods. But then you also see LaQuint Allen. And they did some pass catching work. And the hands are real. LaQuint Allen out of Syracuse, the running back, great pass protector, great pass catcher in college. I think you're immediately starting to see that. And I think I don't know how you cut a guy like that. Like, you draft this guy, you bring him in, and he does things that the rest of the backfield does not do at a high level. I think he's going to make the team, and I think he's going to have a role on the team. So that's a takeaway that I'll give you right now. And then I didn't see much of the linebackers, but Liam Cohen spoke really positively about Jack Kaiser, the shape that he came in out here, the leadership he brings, the preparedness that he had for this rookie minicamp. So I thought that was obviously very cool. And it was just cool as well to see the coaching staff out there on the field for the first time for the media. That was the first time we were able to see them interacting with these young guys. I know that the rookies and the coaches are excited for the veterans to get in and for things to get really ramped up and building towards training camp, and training camp building towards the season. So that's just kind of where we're at right now. It's very early, not a lot to speak of in terms of actual practice and what went on out there, but those are my top takeaways. Energy, athleticism, energy from the fans for Travis Hunter, energy from Travis Hunter that feeds the fans, feeds the rest of the team, and the Jaguars absolutely letting him be himself out there. Very cool. So really appreciate y'all tuning in. We will have more Jaguars coverage throughout the rest of the offseason leading up to training camp and getting into training camp, and it's going to be a really fun year, fun times around here with this new regime, with Travis Hunter, and appreciate y'all's support tremendously. Again, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.